Hello everyone, welcome back, or not welcome back, welcome to a new series here on Night Ghost 49 that actually won't just be on Night Ghost 49. We're playing Banished. This is a special series. We're also running a new updated mod from the makers of Colonial Charter. So G.E.O.R.G.E has given us this mega mod, as he has dubbed it, that has over 66 mods currently in it. The menu screens out of control. There's just so many wonderful things to go into. But it's special for another reason. This will be a co-op series with myself, Noble Rambler, and Vaypah Gaming. I will be starting off the series with one episode, and then I will save that file, send it over to Noble, and he'll do his thing on it, and then the same thing will happen with Vaypah. I'm going to be focusing on growth, building out some of the living environments for the citizens and helping it to grow a lot more. Noble will look at it and actually fix some of the things that I might be doing wrong, um, correcting some of my funny little quirks and helping with production. He also said that he would like to go in and give some additional credit to modders, explain the different coloration of the menus and what they go to. So he's going to go in more detail into that. So I will hold off on that one. And then Vapah's actually very good at making a city come to life. He does a lot of aesthetics and changing things and making it look so much better and lived in. So I think combined, the three of us could really do a very special series that it's just going to be a ridiculous amount of fun. It's just going to be so much fun. Now, as you can see, we have picked a marsh map, and we've got these cool maps here. You can get huge ones in it. It works the same way. You can click around and be crazy. But to the south of where we started, there's this river right here, or this lake, excuse me. I've filled that in, and I've also filled in right here near the base of this mountain, and then also filled a little bit over here because we're going to be using this in due time. The premise of this game, besides it being special with the awesome mod, and then also, or mods, I should say. I really should be just saying mods. It's a culmination of a lot of community effort, which this will be being released soon. Trademark. I don't know when. They're being tested on us to make sure it works, and then we'll be able to release this to the public so everybody else can play as well. I am playing on Seed 38 if you wanted to play as well. I'm also playing on it's a marsh map. I put the difficulty easy just so we could start off and get things going. Disasters on, I think it's fair weather conditions as well, and then large. That's the seed that we have right now. So we've got that going for it. We've named it something interesting because here's the premise. Here's the premise. All right, we're going to talk about this for just a second. I want to do a little setup and make sure everybody kind of knows what they're going to expect. If you've ever watched live streams, you'll know about Martha and you'll know about Norman. Well, Martha is the daughter of a great baron who told her to go out and establish a company. Basically, he wanted to get rid of her. Say, go out in the wilderness, make me a trading company, make it work. I'll start doing a couple of things here and there. I'll keep it paused. And you know, do it at your heart's content. So she took it and she's running with it. And Martha has created this company. So she's got the money and she's backing it. And she's brought Norman as her accountant to actually deal with this. So I'll be helping with it as one of the three major partners and not the investor. And Noble will be a partner as well. And then also Vapah. So the whole deal here is this is the Grand Export Overland Rail Gold Exchange. The Grand Export Overland Rail Gold Exchange. We're just going to call it George for short. So that's the name of the town. This is good old George, and we're going to be doing this together. So that's the basic explanation that I have right now. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into it. The first three episodes will be, first one's mine, second one's Noble Ramblers, and the third will be Vapah's. After that, it'll come back to me, and then I'll do 3 to 5 episodes just building up the town. We have a few little goals of population growth. We're going to build a big dock city. We're going to have a big mining facility, and eventually we're going to be trading in gold and goods, and then also bringing in a railroad. But we're going to see how that fleshes out. It might change because that's Martha's goal, to come in here and do that. So that's kind of how we're going to roll with this. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause. I have set up one stockpile. That's the only thing I've done. We've got 10 laborers, 2 builders. Well, we had 12. I put a couple builders there. My goal is to be stable by the time I pass this off to Noble. So here we go. I will be queuing up all of this, get it all, bring it in, and then also, is it seriously that cold already? Oh my goodness, early spring is not the nicest ever. And let's get a handful of trees. Let's just queue those up. Let's get speed all the way up to 10 real quickly. They're going to just start working on this immediately. And we'll harvest some more trees. And then I'm going to do some of the normal stuff I always do, right? Let's get everything sitting good. But I'm going to use a few of the new buildings because some of them are pretty darn good. I do like the forester, the one that I always use, the new log trees. But I'm actually going to use, there's a dense one as well, not a hardwood. Where'd it go? It's in here. Forest logger. I tried it. The mini forester. Is it the mini? No, it's not the mini one. No, it has a distinct look to it. Nope. Nope. Not hardwood. Is it this one? There it is. Dense tree shack. I'm going to be doing this as well. I'm probably going to put it right here, but I'm going to pause it for now. It doesn't. You'll see what it does. I don't even want to explain right now. I'm just excited, and you will be able to see this. We're going to get a gatherer's hut going, and let's see. I want to use. Is it this one? It is. Okay. Where is my? There it is. There's my logging cabin, right? So I'm going to have a gatherer right there, and then I'm going to get this other hunting cabin as well. It's more like a hunting blind kind of a thing. So we'll see those. They're very effective. I've been very surprised at how efficient they are. So we're going to get those up and going. I'll get a couple more people actually building. I'm going to be messing with the camera angles a little bit to see what kind of works. We are filling this stockpile up very quickly. I'm going to try very hard to actually not just squeeze everything in. Vaypah and Noble have warned me. They're like, Nikos, if you just build stuff all tight together and not give us room, we're just going to demolish it. So they've told me. I've been warned. So I'm going to try to be more cognizant of that. I want these buildings to be finished. We're actually out of food right now. So another thing we want to make is I like to have the apiary. It's not amazing, but it does a pretty darn good job. And then we also have, oh, are those chickens? Oh, chickens. That's actually a good start. And I'll explain why in a bit. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some chickens. Okay, so let me get a pasture going because we want to get those guys all corralled in and not lose them at all. Okay, quit messing with the camera. Actually, hold on. Let's get this going. The hunter, we're gonna get 2 people working as hunters, and then we want the gatherer. 2 people will work as that. So you don't have to put as many people on it, and it's still pretty darn efficient. So we're gonna show that off. I'm gonna put 2,000 as the limit for the logs. So that's working. We're going to let it do its thing, and then we're actually going to say 1 person work the apiary. We need food now, okay? That's the problem. All right, so let's get the chicken coop basically going. I don't want to put it over here because, you know, reasons. I'll do it as a 13 by 13 because 13 is a lucky number, right? That was a joke. Okay, and then I think I will put in, and these farms I'm about to do, they're kind of temporary. In fact, a lot of this that we're doing right here is just temporary. You know, they're going to go in and change these because I'm just throwing them in right now. Rye and beetroots. Interesting. Let's do rye because maybe they can make some bread. Actually, later I think we can make flour from that. Let's get the chickens in here and have 1 person work that. Perfect. Okay. So now that we've got a few people just chilling, not a whole lot's being built. Let's clear out the stone and the iron from here as well. Look, a little bit of food's coming in. They're starting to distribute that. I do need to get a woodcutter up here very shortly. So let's clear off the rest of this stuff. This is a really good start. There's a lot of good resources. This map was actually a good pick. Noble Rambler took a lot of time looking through several seeds to find the right one for us, and I think this one's going to serve us very well. So since we've cleared out a lot, they're already able to start logging and planting trees. The gatherer's hut, as you can see, is doing very well with just 2 people already. And then the hunter's kind of tower, right? Isn't doing much yet. Actually, I think there is food under this, but the logs kind of messing with it. And usually if they do that, there's venison that's been gained. And I'm not seeing any right now, but I believe that's what's going on. Let's get the woodcutter up as soon as possible. I'm going to use the same one here because I always use this. It's fine. And I will be replacing it very quickly, probably with anything that's going to give you charcoal or coal because it's more efficient. So this is a temporary thing anyway. I will set that to be prioritized because it is freezing right now. It's 29 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's below freezing. And we've just run out of firewood, which is fine. That means all the homes actually have it. They've pulled it in, and they're good to go. But we need to make sure, you know, that we can start chopping this stuff up. I'm probably going to unpause this now because it's pretty good. So what this does, I'll explain this now. The dense tree shack doesn't leave space in between trees to allow a gatherer to work or a hunter to really be efficient at all. It very densely populates the trees. It takes a while to get up to critical mass, but once it does, holy crap, does it make a lot of stuff. And the good thing is, I do this for food. I do this, yeah, we get logs and we need them, but I do this for food because the gatherer needs a nice dense area to actually work. Oh my gosh, chop the wood. Come on, chop the wood. Give them some, okay, we're all right. Whew, and it's warming up a little bit, that's good. Anyway, so, but this takes a very large area. This doesn't, and you can have other food sources and just have this do only logs. You can really focus your industry. So I'm pretty stoked to see how this is going to fit into everything. Let's go ahead and get one more person working this. So I'll have one person working here. I'll have two actually working here. So they're planting and getting this to be the most efficient for the gatherer's hut and then also the hunter. We could do another gatherer down here and stuff like that. So there are a lot of options for things that we can do. I am going to go ahead and queue up all this. There we go. You will not see a school or anything from me in this first episode, that's for sure. Now, we've got chickens over here. This is ugly. We're going to deal with this soon. I just want to get the chickens in here and make them happy. You know what? You don't belong over there. Get over there. There we go. See, they're going to start planting trees like crazy. Okay, we're going to get eggs and no feathers yet, but we're at 12 out of 28. These guys breed like crazy, so it's going to be just fine. Oh, and right here, let's get beetroots here for some food variety. And it only takes one person. These are pretty darn efficient, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. You know what? I'm gonna build roads. And the guys can rip it out if they need to, which they will. This first area is basically just like, it's base camp, right? It's getting things started. This is not what the town is going to be, or the exchange, right? The trading company is not going to solely look the way I'm providing it right here. So let's go ahead and do that. Very good. Okay, so we've reached our limit for wood. We're starting to eat into tools and things like that, so we need to start thinking about that. Basically, like I said, I want to stabilize. I want to make sure we're making coats. I want to make sure that we're making tools. I want to make sure we have plenty of food and start expanding that out. So let's see. We've got some people that are probably going to pair off here very shortly. I'm going to wait, obviously, because we don't have enough food to actually support that yet. So I'm going to wait for the harvest in here to actually do that. Now, our extra people are gathering resources over here, which is awesome. In the meantime, though, I will get the blacksmithing stuff up and rolling. These workshops are awesome, though. Let's see. Let's do two. One of them we can do as the blacksmith, and the other we can do for clothing. It's pretty awesome. They don't cost a whole lot to make, and they're pretty darn efficient. And out here, I can actually do fishing as well to bring in even more food, and we'll do that in a little bit as well. But I want to make sure the tools are good, because if you don't have tools, you die. That's just all there is to it. What we do need, though, is a smelter and a small fuel refinery. So let's get the refinery. You know, let's move it over here. Let me do something slightly different. I'll move it over here. I'll leave a little bit of space. I got to start doing this. I can't just slap stuff in every single time and expect it to work just fine with all the other stuff that we're going to work on. I've really got to remember and be better about just, you know, letting it have some breathing room. So let's also get a small iron smelter. A smeltery, if you will. And, oh, this is back here. So let's bump it back a little bit. The red ring is like pollution, right? And it bothers people, makes them unhappy. So if you have too much around them, it kind of makes them mad. So that's what that is. We are building a lot of things. I'm not going to populate these yet. In fact, this one is going to be for coats, and I'm not going to work it yet. I'm just going to turn it off. But the tools I do want to get populated here real soon. So with one person, they can harvest quite a bit of food. With two, it'd be even easier, and they'd bring it in a lot quicker. So we're probably going to lose a little bit of crop because I'm not willing to actually do anything with that yet. But I think we're okay. I am going to increase our wood cutting limit to 400, our fuel limit, because I think with the two different cabins here, the two different logging situations, we're going to be bringing in quite a bit of materials very quickly. See, look, this was like half of the crop was lost, and about a third of this was lost. So having two on there would make it super efficient. Yeah, we'll have to look at that later. So food's actually looking quite good. We're good to go there. Tools are getting a little bit low. I do want to go ahead and put in this town arrival just so we can get some metrics. Just so we can look and see food production, tool production, all that, and see, make sure we're doing okay. So the fuel refinery will use firewood to make furnace fuel. So I think I'm going to reduce the amount of builders and put one person on here. Let's start building up our fuel refinery, just fuel. Materials and maxed out. That's cute. 2,000. We'll start building that up so that we can actually smelt some of the ore into iron and then make tools out of it. Now we do have 50 iron right now, which means we could have one person working here making tools, and we're good for a little bit. It's going to use logs, it's going to use iron, it's going to build that up, and we're going to be okay. So look at that. It's already got 22 chickens already. Look at the amount of eggs we're getting and everything. That's just awesome. So good. I could do a little barn out here and make these guys a little bit more efficient, and I think I will, because it's just going to look good. Let's do a little small barn, a little baby-sized barn. We'll do that right there. And I think we need to start doing a little bit more expansion. But we can check. This number is going to be a little off. You know, we've got 28 citizens total right now. We are underproducing for food, according to this that hasn't quite updated yet. And we can also look at graphs. Everybody likes graphs, right? I'm sure we all do. And the food is jumping around pretty harshly. I still don't feel super comfortable building additional houses because that will hit our food pretty heavily. So we're going to hold off on that for a minute. All right, we are smelting, or we're making furnace fuel right now. We do have an extra laborer at the moment, so I actually am going to queue this up to take the iron ore that we have and smelt that into iron ingots. Yeah, 200 ore. But that also means we need a couple mines up and running. I want to build them over here, but that's too far away at the present time. What we're going to do is I'm going to build them over here. We're going to do both of the normal mines that we have, and we'll be able to get iron ore and then also stone from it to quarry those out. Right now we have a lot of raw resources, which means we're fine, but I do need to get those up and going. I'm going to wait a minute. The winter's pretty harsh on logs, firewood, the whole 9 yards. In fact, I'm actually going to... I might turn this off for a minute, this small fuel refinery, until these are a little bit more mature. Or I could just go like this and put another person here. Yeah, that's actually going to help us out in the long run. All right, and this guy is, see, they're replanting the areas that we chopped down little rows of trees, so it's not too detrimental. It's not bringing in the most optimal logs yet, plus I've only got 2 people working there, so that's kind of what's going on. So look, the logs are just incredibly low, so I am going to turn this off. I don't like having them that low. I can't build anything if I've got them that low. So we'll let those recover a little bit. This firewood does need to go up a little bit more. We do have quite a bit of furnace fuel relative to what we're doing right now. 40 is not too bad. And we are making tools. We're at 44 tools. That's good. This is pulling logs too. See, that's why we want to build that up as quickly as possible, because the logs are pretty darn important overall, but they're pretty important, you know, at the beginning of the game too. It looks like we're still not quite producing enough food. Oh, we are. We're doing about 1,000 more than normal. Okay. All right. I can dig that. I can dig that. I really think that we got to get on top of this situation with logs. So I'm going to do... Holy cow, look at the laborers we've got. Jeez Louise. Right. Let's put them to work picking up some of this then. Wow. That was insane. All of a sudden, everybody... They came of age! And they're here to stay. Alright. So we'll chop down a bunch of these trees. I'll go ahead and queue up even more resource gathering down here. Because we have so many laborers, let's go ahead and grab all this stuff. And then we'll start actually building out some more resource structures too. I guess I could put 4 here. Let's just max this out. We can start getting even more logs. That's nice. We've got 2 people here, so 1 person can plant, 1 person can cut. And that's going to be more efficient. Our logs are coming back. Our fuel's almost at the limit. Limit's 400. So we're getting up there. Let's see. We are smelting some iron. That's fantastic. We are maxed out on tools. So what I'm going to do is actually just swap these back and forth. Because they excuse me, because they take from the same pool of workers, that it should just jump back and forth without too many hiccups, is what I found. Maybe. Okay, there we go. And that's going to make coats. We're at a limit of 50. We don't have a lot of leather, especially in the beginning. We have 9. Well, actually, they probably pulled some. Yeah, they pulled 10 right there. So I think we're going to be okay, but you know, it takes a bit. So we're overproducing on food a little bit, which is exactly what we need. But we haven't harvested it yet, so we're not seeing it here in the graph. We are into year 3. I think what we're going to do is just guarantee that this is going to do okay. It's early autumn. The second person hopefully should come in here and start actually harvesting this with them. See, there's one person, one person. Where's the second guy? Are they coming around? Hello? Yeah, okay, yeah, they're alternating. Okay, very good. And we are maxed out on the chickens, which means they're going to start killing the chickens and giving us feathers, bone meal, and chickens right there. This is going to start to snowball really well. And look at that. We've almost harvested the entirety of the field. And we didn't quite double, but we got a lot more from the beetroots. And then, as you can see, another 200, roughly, rye is really going to help us out. I don't know if that change is reflected here. It's not yet. I think we need to tick over into another season, and then we'll see what the production actually is. So that's been good, which means we can start to build houses and start building up some of the other facilities that we need. So why don't we start with the mines? I'll do salt and stone mine right here, and then we will also do an iron ore and coal mine right there. Maybe. Oh, there's like a little bump or something right there. Oh well. So we'll build those up because it does need a bit of logs, and we're doing okay on logs. And then we need to start building housing. So why don't I pull down to here, make some roads. Now I've been sort of chastised in the past for only making one wide roads, and I've gotten out of the habit of trying to fix that. So I'm going to start introducing that a little bit more. I'm not going to go into a lot of these other roads yet, but we will shortly. So we'll be diving into that a little bit more. So let's build some down here, and let's even that out 3 to 3. So we still have some people actually gathering. Are they still gathering resources here? I could probably cancel any of this. Let's see, where is that? Cancel and removal. No, they finished up. We had so many darn laborers. Yeah, okay, so this is done. And this is actually the reason why I built the apiary. The apiary starts giving us beeswax, which you can use to make candles. And you need candles to upgrade the mines to the next level in case they run out of resources. I'm going to swap this out again. So that's why I do that, and it gives us honey as a food source, which is really nice. Iron and stone. Oh gosh, the storage is near capacity. Oh dear, this isn't good. I am going to do just general storage for the moment because there's not a lot to plan out here yet. I'm just going to do a general storage stockpile right there. So these are both done. We could start getting people working here, but I think it's going to be better if we finish off this road and start putting in a couple of the homes that I've been looking at. I like these medieval homes. I think they look really good. There's a lot of different designs, right? But I'm going to go let's see. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I went 4. Whatever. We're going to go 4. I'm going to leave room in the front for yards and stuff like that. There's a lot of things that you can do that Vaypah is really good at putting in here. So I'm leaving this for you, bud, because I'm not the best at actually remembering to do that. So I'm going to try to actually get better at it. All right, so there we go. And I've been better at actually lining these up too. Oh, I like the ones with the little porch on the front. And then we could actually do the third one as well. But I'll wait for this to finish so that you guys can actually see it. Let's get 4 people building and 4 people being laborers. Let's finish this off. And they'll populate pretty quickly. Look at that. They've already paired off. Fantastic. That's a nice looking home they got here too. Once I get it up to the 3rd level, I'll put in some cellars as well. So like a food cellar and a fuel cellar. Things that they can store there locally that'll make life even easier for them. Look at that. The frame's going up around this. It just looks so good. And then there we go. They've already paired off again. Do we have enough for one more couple? Oh my gosh, yes. We immediately already have enough. Oh, this is just fancy. Oh my goodness. We're doing it. Somebody gets a turret on the top of their dang house. I didn't like them apples. Let's drop this down to 2. And I'm actually going to get 2 people working here. 1 for the iron ore, 1 for the stone. So we're going to be bringing this in. It looks like we're still doing good on food. Yeah, we were massively overproducing. I didn't even have to build anything out here in the bay yet, which I was planning on doing. And look at this. It's kind of comical how dense this is. It'll get even more dense, and I can barely see this. It's crazy. So it starts to reach this critical mass where it's cutting more than it's planting, and it's just nuts. You get so many logs. I almost said so much lumber. I'm trying to stop saying lumber because lumber is completely different. And then we're getting stuff out of here. Let's check the gatherer. The gatherer is still super powerful. And the hunter is pretty darn good as well. 760 venison. You can't really argue with that kind of stuff. Okay, this doesn't have furnace fuel because this isn't working. Let's just turn it on. All right. Well, we got this home finished off. People did pair off again. I actually need to build even more homes. More children are being born. I feel a little behind on the curve on that one, but I think that's where I'm going to end it here. So what I'm going to do is in the description, I'm going to leave a link for Noble Rambler's page. He will do the next episode, and then Vapor will grab into the other one. You guys started hearing me say that yet? Don't forget to subscribe here so you can see the other videos as they come out. We will have a playlist put together as well. And then as you go to the other videos, go ahead and subscribe to those guys as well. They're fantastic. They know Banished very well, and they add a different flair to it than kind of I do. So here it is, the G.E.O.R.G.E area, the Grand Export Overland Rail Gold Exchange, known as G.E.O.R.G.E, is here to stay, and we're going to build this up. Martha's going to visit soon. Don't you worry. I can hear her coming in on a wagon somewhere. She's loud, and Norman's going to be with her. So thanks everybody for joining. I do appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.